Left Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge. He talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Left Pedal Podcast. This is episode number 996, and today it's a Turnback Tuesday episode. You know what that means. All right, folks, turn back the clocks, clean up the spokes. This is another edition of Turnback Tuesdays with your host, Bruce Out. That's right, it's a Turnback Tuesday episode, and Turnback Tuesday means that we are going to give you some history on the transportation industry, and I think it's important for everybody to know where we came from. And a lot of new people coming into our country don't realize where the trucking industry started, so I thought these might be kind of interesting for sure. So today we're going to tell you when the first trucking school came into existence in Ontario, Canada here, right after this. Hey folks, you know that Bison raised their rates at the beginning of the year for owner-operators and for company drivers. And I gotta tell you, it has been so successful that they wanted to let you know exactly how much their drivers are making. That's right, they have significantly increased the base rates for their teams. So owner-operator teams can earn up to $360,000 per year. That's right, you heard me say that right, $360,000 per year. Company team drivers can earn up to $120,000 per year per driver. That's right, per driver. That's some big numbers, right? They have a wide variety of Canada-only dedicated team positions available for folks to choose from, and Bison has a steady freight to keep the teams moving. So if you want to significantly increase your base rates, then you want to make sure that you sign up for that. Now, Bison has also increased the base rates for owner-operators. Owner-operators running Canada only can earn up to $185,000 per year. They have a wide variety of Canada-only positions for owner-operators to choose from, and Bison has a steady freight to keep the owner-operators moving. So where can you learn more about all of these things? I mean, you know, $360,000 for owner-operator teams, $120,000 for company driver teams, and owner-operators running by themselves can earn $185,000 per year. Canada only, folks, that is incredible. Well, the best place to go is to go to bisondriving.com. And while you're there, while you're talking to the team, would you let them know that you heard about it from the Left Pedal Podcast? Hey, good luck there. You're going to make some great money working for one of the safest fleets in North America. All right, so let's find out about when things started getting safer and when trucking school started. And I got to say, it was very hard to find out when the first trucking school started in Canada. The Trans-Canada Highway was opened in 1962. Deregulation started around the end of the 70s. And the first one I can find, and it's not because they're a sponsor here, but the first one I could find was Ontario Truck Driving School in 1978. Now, I'm sure there was another one. There was Merv Orr was a name I remember from back in the day. I started driving my straight truck license in about 79 or 80, got my tractor trailer license in 82. So I know there was not very many schools around there. There may have been one or two. So I'm going to say it's around 77, 78, somewhere in that area, maybe 75. 74 things just got going, and the OTA just started putting in some regulations around that time. Deregulation started around that time, so I'm going to say around 1978. And Ontario Truck Driving School is one of our sponsors, and actually a sponsor on this show. So I'm sure that, but I don't know of anybody. Like I say, I heard of one called Merv Orr. It's not around anymore. There may be some others that weren't around anymore. There were not a lot of them. There were only a couple of them. But you know what? It's however you got your education is it's important to make sure that you were satisfied with who it was. I had a friend show me how to drive. Back then, you didn't have to go to schools or anything. You could just, and a lot of kids had come right off the farm. You know, they were driving tractors at 12, so there wasn't a lot of schools. The schools kind of came in the late 80s. But you know what? There's a need for it, and if you've got good, but you want to get quality training, and so we've worked over the past with the TTSAO, which is the Truck Training School Association of Ontario. They have a lot of registered schools now. There's over 200 schools, I think, in Ontario alone. Not all of them good, so make sure you choose a good one. And I could tell you a good one right now with Ontario Truck Driving School. Hey folks, are you looking to start your career in the truck transportation industry? Ontario Truck Driving School can offer you the training you require. They have been active in the industry since 1978 and have the widest range of training programs and services in the industry. Everything from truck training to heavy equipment. And you know what? Thousands of men and women have successfully obtained employment and began careers operating heavy equipment, trucks and buses with the help of job-oriented training from Ontario Truck Driving School. They work with industry leaders and government offices to make sure that the graduates are successful and complete their training properly. The trainers have years of experience in the industry and know how things work in the transportation and construction business. In fact, truck driving courses incorporate a session with Canada Customs officials, the Ministry of Transportation, and other industry partners to make sure that you are trained properly. This training gives you the advantage of starting your new career as a truck driver. So where do you go? They've got locations all throughout Ontario, and the best way to start is to go to otds.com and look under truck training. That's right. Go to otds.com. That's where we would suggest everybody goes. Great training school. Been around since 1978, and they're a leader in the Ontario area for a lot of training, from heavy equipment to truck to bus and more. So check them out. Okay, so hey, Ed, you know what? It doesn't really matter where the first one came from, although it's good to know that there's a lot been around since the 70s, and we haven't been around that long, but I haven't been around that long. The podcast hasn't. Anyway, hopefully that's a little information for you. I don't know about the States. Maybe there's some earlier, but that's my recollection and my memory and what I remember from that day. There was not a lot of them around. So if you're going to go to a school, make sure you go to a good one. Get one that's certified and registered. And I would start at ttsao.com or go to Ontario Truck Driving School at otds.com for sure. All right, hey, make sure you're following us. We've changed. So our Lead Pedal Radio is now on Mixcloud. You got to go to mixcloud.com/leadpedalradio, and you can find our programming there. It's just our shows. There's a show that goes up almost every day, so there's lots of content for you there, and we're there live probably a few times a week anyway. So make sure you join us there when you can. And we're still on our socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So you can find us on all of those places. Make sure you follow us. If you go to Mixcloud, follow us on Mixcloud, and then you'll know whenever we go live on there, which is usually noon most days, with the exception of Mondays and Sundays. Monday we're on at 7 for a trivia game, and Sundays we're usually on 2 to 5 in the afternoon. All right, my friends, we'll talk to you later. Be good out there, and we'll catch you next time. All right, here we go.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com, and be sure to follow the podcast